Howdy gang, welcome to another episode of Marketing in Public. I'm your host with the most, Chris Latham, often imitated but never duplicated. And in this episode, I'm gonna be sharing how I take my videos and create YouTube transcripts, YouTube descriptions, and also blog posts. And this video's been, what's I'm looking for, inspired by the Digital Marketing Mastermind Slack group. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, well, it is what it is. You must not be on that inside club like I am. It's, group of some pretty big-brained individuals, I must say. So essentially what I'm going to share in this one is I record videos, upload them to YouTube, but then there's ways to repurpose our content because, again, you want to create once, distribute forever. Shout out to Rossman's for that quotable term. Essentially, do something once, replicate, repurpose, repeat, recycle, repeat, and reuse is what we're doing with our content. So what I got here is a few things I'm gonna be using. One is I'm using Mac Whisper just to transcribe my audio or videos into a proper transcript, which uses OpenAI Whisper. I'm sure there's other tools. I'll find another tool that you could use if you don't have that tool on your computer. If you're not using a Mac, that's more cloud-based. And then from there, I'm gonna use AI to help take my transcript and turn it into a YouTube description. And I'll also show you the bonus of how to turn it into a blog. So let me share my screen. Boom, come over here. Still learning this tool. And again, I keep popping my head to the side because part of the screen is blocked with the camera. So here's a blank view. I'm going to pop open Mac Whisper. Yeah, it shows on the screen. So I'm going to open the latest recording I did, which was building a lead magnet. So I took the MP3 file. I like to use the MP3 just because it's shorter. But with Mac Whisper, let me come back out here. You could paste a YouTube video link in there or the file to the URL itself of the MP3 or the video file. Because it's on my computer, I'm just going to use the open file. You could also dictate, which you could just kind of talk into the mic and it'll transcribe your text. There's many things here, and this is the paid offering that I have. It's a one-time payment, buy once, use forever, bringing it back to the old school. All right, so now what it's doing is going to transcribe the text. And what's nice with this, it'll figure out, I'm not sure if you notice on the right side here, it figured out the language I'm speaking is in English. So that way the model it's using, which is Whisper C++, I can't tell anything about that. Just some sort of model they're using is able to understand what is being said in the video and turning that into text. If I click on other things here while that's happening, I could choose to translate it to a different language after the fact. This will be the AI prompts, which we're going to go into shortly after. And this is going to be where I think the transcript, I can break it down by segment. But for now, I'm just going to wait for these another 32 seconds. So again, the goal here is I record the video, and then I'm going to turn the video into text. And the reason I want to turn it into text is that the AI tools or the large language models are much easier time going through text than going through an entire video. And with the text, it'll take my tone, my style of talk. It'll understand the words I like to use. And the goal is to leverage the style. Because it's my video, I can leverage my own style in the video to create the output that I want. If you are using someone else's video, that's where the prompt will come in using it. And I'll show you an example here of the prompt that I have for my stuff so that it matches the style of writing that I use. Boom. So the transcript's done. I'm going to click on these stars here, and I'm going to start the YouTube description and title. So here I'll read the prompt out for you. Well, not the full thing, but please take the provided video transcript and turn it into YouTube video and description. The description should begin with an engaging hook that summarizes the video content in 1 to 2 sentences. You want to be very descriptive and tell it exactly what you want, because again, you're trying to guide it in the direction that you want it to go. And then highlight the key points covered in the video in 2 to 3 sentences. I may just put that into 2 sentences, 1 to 2, because 2 to 3 could get long. Focusing on the value it offers to small business owners in the service industry. So that's my target demographic, are service-based business owners. And then end with a CTA, encouraging viewers to visit the retaingenius.com for more details about Retain Genius's services. Additionally, generate 3 engaging video headlines that are compelling, concise, and focus on making viewers click. So I want that clickbaity headline, and I'm going to leverage the AI to give me 3 examples so that 1, I could use my noggin to figure out what type of title I would want. And then 2, I could use AI as a brainstormer, as another tool, and as a second brain to figure out, okay, maybe it has these words, I like their example better, I'll use AI example, or I can just use my example. And then these headlines should emphasize the benefits of marketing automation and saving time for service business. So let's submit this and see what I get in return. So again, like I said, the 1 to 2 sentences can get quite long, but it is what it is. So I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to move to Google Docs because it'll be just easier to read everything. paste that in there. Actually, let me go back because it's in Markdown and I want to get that formatting. So I just use a tool called Codify Markdown Viewer. Pretty much most of the content you get out of AI tools are in Markdown. So I just kind of convert that into classic word descriptions. So let's see here. For the video where I explain how to do a lead magnet, unlock the secrets to creating an effective lead magnet that can supercharge your service business. In this video, Chris Latham shares his journey of building a lead magnet from scratch, focusing on the power of interactive quizzes to engage potential clients and grow your email list. Discover how to leverage AI for brainstorming creative lead magnet ideas, the importance of understanding your ideal customer profile, and practical tips for setting up your quiz to maximize engagement. And here's a call to action. Ready to take your marketing to the next level? Visit retaingenius.com, which should be hyperlinked. Perfect. They got the link in for more details on how you can help grow your business. And here are the example of titles: transform your service business, create a lead magnet that works, save time, and unlock your business potential. So that's not going to make sense because it's going to be marketing in public. So I'm going to go back here to show you how to get a blog post out of it. So I'm going to take Chris blog. Instead of reading this in this rinky-dink text, I'm going to bring it back to Google Docs and paste it in here so you can see what I have. Is you're tasked with converting a YouTube video transcript into a dynamic blog that mirrors Chris Latham's writing style. The style is casual, conversational, and humorous. I have to think I'm pretty humorous from time to time myself, with a focus on relatability and personal connection. Keep the tone upbeat, empowering, slightly edgy, and structure the content for easy readability. Then I'm going to give you some extra guidelines. Focus on these guidelines: tone and voice. So the tone and voice is conversational, write as if you're talking directly to the reader. Use you, we, and personal anecdotes to build a connection. Witty and honest, add light humor, a touch of sarcasm, or bold truths when it fits. Example, fuck what others think vibe. It's from a post I wrote a while back, so we pulled it from that. Empathetic but energetic, stay positive, even when critiquing something or exploring challenges, which pretty much describes me in a nutshell. This AI gets me. It gets me. And then when it comes to the structure of the blogs, catchy introduction, start with a hook. This could be a rhetorical question, a surprising fact, or a personal story from the transcript. So I like the personal story from the transcript because in some videos, people do share their story. Like I could go into a whole tangent about how my day went, but let's keep this straight and succinct and to the point. So it's able to, I'm telling you, look to find a personal story that I may have shared in the transcript and pull that into the introduction for the hook. Clearly say the topic and why it matters to the reader, and then organize subheadings. So break content into short, digestible sections with bolded and catchy subheadings. Aim for 3 to 5 key sections that flow logically and help the reader follow along. And then actionable takeaways. This is quite long. Let me blaze through this now. For each section, provide practical advice or actionable steps the reader can try out. Here's what you can do today. When appropriate, use lists, bullet points, bolded highlights for emphasis, conclude with a call to action. And then I just kind of give more examples on like style and formatting. Short paragraphs, 2 to 3 sentences, embed energy if the speaker tells a story. So it's almost repeating the same thing just to kind of remind it to stay on point. So let's jump back into Mac Whisper here, and I'm going to show you what I get out of this. So in here, what's great, like I could use OpenAI or I could use Anthropic. Anthropic's generally much better with words and putting sentences together and creating a much more creative style written text. What I found for some reason in this setup with Mac Whisper, it doesn't do proper formatting. It's just like a block wall of text. So I'm going to go GPT-4 Mini and go with OpenAI. Let's submit this in. So I could already see it's got the markdown formatting with the bullet with the hashtags at the front. And the double hashtag means it's a headline. So 1 hashtag is H1, 2 hashtags is H2, 3 is an H3, so on and so forth. So I got here. So it's talking about PDF guides, yawn. Everyone does this, and let's be honest, they usually end up collecting digital. I would say something like that. This is pretty great. Damn. And then we got webinars. This is where I talk about how webinars, much as it's a great idea, it takes a lot of time. But who has the time to record and edit a whole video? Not me. Quizzes, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. We have a winner. So you can see it's catching the style. It's catching a bit of the way I like to talk and the way I like to communicate, which is fantastic, saving me time. So what I would do with all of this is put into Word, kind of proofread it, edit it to make sure it actually follows the format that makes sense and it's not hallucinating, because AI can get drunk and hallucinate things. Sometimes it's overly confident, thinks it knows everything. and it puts information out that is either not true, has never been said, or just completely fabricated. And that just comes down to how AI is set up and how it's built and how it works. It's based off a prediction of what the next word could be, or should be, or would be. So, okay, it's perfect. So this looks done. So like here, until next time, keep hustling. And remember, fuck what others think. I ain't really saying that like that. It was just like one post I had, but it's helping. So I'm gonna come back here to Google Docs. Oh no, sure. Hold on. Let me go to the Markdown. Paste that in here to get the formatting so you can see. Whoop, let me come back up. I'd much rather have this here than be looking at this hashtag and # if you're really a 90s kid or 80s kid, or 70s or 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s. If you're 20s, I'm impressed you're still alive if you're a 20s kid. So this essentially is the blog. I gotta say, it's off the bat, it's I'm gonna have to cut this down. It's a bit too long, but it's like, hey there, fellow marketers and curious minds. I ain't gonna say that. It sounds great in video, but not in text. Everything seems to come out of bold, which is a little weird. But again, you can see here, I got my bullet points. I got my actionable items for after each point. So what I would do here is just kind of comb through it, see how the flow works. Does the content make sense? And then add a few images, take some screenshots of the video I just used, which is the easiest way to get images in there. And then I'd obviously hyperlink the video I have here. Let me come back to the one-on-one screen here. Instead of you looking at the small screen, let's get all of me into your view. So like I said, the text is there. I would first obviously read through it to make sure it makes sense. I would take away any fluff. I would obviously heavily edit it just to make sure it makes sense. Add in some images. So the easiest way to add images, if you're coming off a video that you made, take screenshots from the video. That's the easiest way to go about it. Let me show you let me see if I can pull this up real fast. When it comes to doing screenshots of videos, there is a fantastic extension on, let me go back to screen share. So if you're using Chrome, I recommend this extension here. Super simple and easy. What I like about it is, forget the may not be supported. Is there a screenshot? Yeah, when you're watching a video, just click screenshot and it automatically downloads to your download folder. It makes life easier because like the days of doing the full screen and then like dragging the snippet across, it comes off blurry. The quality wasn't that great. This just makes life a whole lot easier. Let's come back to all of me again. So like I said, to add images and visuals, I would take screenshots of the video if it's my video, and then just put my video either at the top of the blog so people could watch the video and then read along, or put the video somewhere else in the middle of the blog, play around with it as you want, and you could have the blog lead to the video or the video lead to the blog. So again, that's how I'm leveraging creating content once and going to be redistributing it in multiple formats in different channels. This could also be used for newsletter, and I could also use the tweet as well, which makes the possibilities endless. But the whole goal is to work smarter, not harder, and reap the benefit of doing something once and reusing it multiple times. So that's it. If you have any questions, comment in the video below. I will put a link to, I got nothing to share from this one, I don't think so. I put a link to the prompt. If you want to see the prompt I have, I'll put the link to the prompt below. I may make another video explaining you how I got to that prompt so it understood my style, which will be actually another good video to do. I'm going to jot that down in my notebook. Other than that, you have an awesome rest of the day. Peace.